recording.
There it is, okay. Cool. Hi everyone. I'm Maddie Lucey. I'm part of Astronomy on Tap Austin, and I'm a third-year graduate student at UT in astronomy.
And I'm Dreia Carrillo. I'm a fifth-year grad student at UT Austin, also working with Astronomy on Tap. And this month, our anniversary month, we're trying to shake things up a bit. And so what we're doing for this month is we'll be releasing some short videos on YouTube throughout the whole month, covering a variety of topics. So stuff that we study, what's up in the sky, or astronomy in the news. And so as part of that, we will be releasing intro videos of the people that are involved in Astronomy on Tap ATX. And did I miss anything, Maddie?
I think we're also going to have a form where you can submit and ask questions.
Cool. Yeah, so let's get started. So the first question is, Maddie, what made you choose astronomy?
That is a very good question. I don't have like a really good answer for that. I just was in undergrad, and my first year I tried a lot of different classes, like philosophy. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to study, and I just liked my physics classes the best. I just really enjoyed physics. So I kept going with physics, and then I took an astronomy class, and I was like, wow, this is really great. And I did some astronomy research one summer and just really liked it, and so I've just been going with it. What about you, Dreia?
Yeah, it's honestly very hard to pinpoint. Like, there's multiple like steps along my life that pointed to like the astronomy direction. Like, I really liked, we have this children's pocket encyclopedia. It's actually my brother's, but I would like kind of steal it and only like look at the astronomy parts. I don't know if it's because astronomy is closer to the beginning and I just didn't want to go read the rest of it, or if it's because it was like just really cool and interesting. And then I also just really liked physics in general, like in high school and also college. So that kind of solidified that I wanted to have a career in astronomy. And also I really like The Little Prince, which is kind of like a ridiculous reason, but I don't know. It makes me look up at the sky and appreciate what I'm doing. So yeah, lots of different things.
So what excites you about astronomy?
Ooh, what excites me about astronomy? To me, the thing I really like about what I'm doing is like literally everything is connected to everything. It's ridiculous. Like, you can't really just treat things on their own, like compartmentalized. So I use stars as my tools to study many things in the universe. I've used stars to study possible exoplanet like demographics. I've used stars to study dwarf galaxy. I've used stars to study like spiral galaxies. I've used stars in the Milky Way to study how it's formed. So it's just very interesting how, all these things are very connected. And you can like jump from the tiniest thing in the universe to like the largest of scales. So I really like that about astronomy. What about you?
I guess like I kind of always think back to my first astronomy class that I took, which was just like a basic astrophysics class, and we learned about like stellar evolution and stars. Big stars die and end up as like neutron stars or pulsars, and just like those are just crazy objects. Like, it's just like, honestly, the most obsessive about it is like imagining. Like, it's so you know, we're studying these things that are so far away, no one's ever really seen one or been like up next to one and know what it looks like, but just like imagining it in your head, these like crazy dense balls spinning around, and yeah, it's cool. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it does. They're just like
imagining giant stars in the sky, like imagining being like in my spaceship going up to it. That I just think, like, I guess it's like the physics of it, of like
you can explain it.
Just amazing objects. They're just crazy. They're just cool. They're out of this world, you know, literally.
Ooh, I love that. Is it my turn to ask? Yes, I think so. But I guess what do you study and what makes it exciting?
So, like you, I study galactic archaeology, which is all about using stars to kind of trace the history of our galaxy and universe, because stars are these fossils that kind of encode information in their chemistry. And so specifically, my thesis is all about studying the oldest stars and figuring out what they can tell us about the very beginning of the universe and the beginning of our galaxy. And I do that by measuring chemistry of stars, and I find it like so cool and exciting, because like the day-to-day work that I do spectroscopy, and so I'm measuring all these elements using this, like, I mean, I don't like use quantum mechanics on a daily basis, but it is like the basis of what I do is using quantum mechanics. Like it's going from like literally like atoms and like our knowledge about atoms that I then use to like
transitions and stuff. Yeah,
study the universe. Like, yeah, like you said before, it's like going from like literally the tiniest scale to literally the biggest scale, and all of that in one research project is really cool.
Nice.
So back to you, what do you study? And
yeah,
I love it.
I study the whole kitchen sink. It's a hodgepodge of different projects. But generally my thesis is stellar populations in the Milky Way and beyond and beyond. So I started first with studying stellar populations, like ensembles of stars in nearby galaxies. So for those kinds of stars, like you don't really resolve them like each individually. So you kind of like make assumptions of like what groups of stars would be born together and whatnot. And so I use like these groups of stars, ages and metallicities to kind of backtrack how the different parts of a galaxy has formed. And so that kind of research made me want to study more about like, what do we even know about our own galaxy and our own formation and evolution in the Milky Way? So then I started studying stars in the Milky Way. Yeah, so it's really cool because right now the work that I'm trying to finish up is on stars that were not born in the Milky Way, but they're just mixed in our stellar halo, and we can pick them out because of the ding 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 ding, because of their chemistry, because it's very different. So there's a lot of things that you can do with the chemistry of stars, and as Maddie said a while ago, they serve as, you know, like a fossil record. They're like our galactic fingerprint to figure out which stars formed in our galaxy and which did not, and what possible chemical evolution these different systems have experienced, and kind of put it in a bigger, you know, context of like, what are the different pathways for galaxy formation. So yeah, very exciting stuff.
So how long have you been involved in AOT?
I've been on and off involved maybe since my first. I was like I've been a space cadet, so I had like that tag in Dreia. It was actually I didn't come up with that name, someone else did. Thanks, Logan. And so I was a space cadet since maybe my first year. But I didn't really like get super duper involved till my third year. But it's the same, third year or fourth year. And I've been, pre-pandemic times, I've been in the merch table trying to sell you guys shirts and pint glasses, and then you guys are like, yeah, we'll take them. Like, nice, I'm doing my job. But now in the pandemic times, I've been one of the moderators of YouTube, kind of scanning the questions that people have, and putting people on timeout, which I've actually never done, but I have that power to put people in timeout if they're being naughty. But no one really has, so everyone's nice. So that's my job. What about you, Maddie?
I think I also started in my first year, I think. Do you remember? Yeah, because if it was your third year, it was my first year.
Yeah.
So I definitely was part of AOT, and I started, my first and only job has been being the social media coordinator. And so I help to run the Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram pages that we have. It's not just me, other people make posts, but mainly what I do is promoting the upcoming show we have. So if you've seen speaker posts, that was me. So the posts about who our speakers will be in that month is me. So I guess it's both of our second, well, you've been involved for 5 years, but
really like 2. Yeah.
Both of our second year on being big parts of the team.
Exactly. Who's asking? I forgot now.
So I guess next one is what has been your favorite AOT talk? Tough one.
Yeah. That's a good question. I have a few. One of them I'm kind of biased because my roommate gave it. It was pretty cool and kind of interesting and like out of the ordinary. So he talked about just navigation with stars and just like the history of that. So he talked about, anyway, I can't even remember now, but that was just cool because it's totally different from what I see. But another one that I really like is, I forgot what it was, but it's by Neil Evans, and it was about star formation, but it's told in a first person narrative. And that was just, I never thought about, like SciComm in that way, that like we can actually tell our research in a narrative like that, like it's a story. So I really enjoyed it, and that stuck with me because that's a I feel like a better way of connecting with the audience. And I mean, till now I still remember that talk. I'm like, some other time I want to give a talk that's just similar to that. So that's probably my favorite AOT talk. Well, those two. What about you?
Yeah, it's hard. I'm not going to be able to remember so I don't know if this is the same talk or a different Neil Evans talk and I'm remembering it wrong-ish. But I remember it being really interesting in that it was a different way to give a talk, but I'm remembering it as being kind of biblical. It was he started with on the first day or something.
Yeah, I think it was that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, when we post this on YouTube, we'll
there will be a link.
So.
Yeah. But, right? It was so interesting.
Yeah, it was a cool talk. And then I also have liked a lot of Jackie's talks. I remember, I think one of the first AOTs that I went to was Jackie giving a talk, and it was really, really great and funny. And then also, I think one of our Bash Fest speakers this year was really good. She gave the talk about you're in your spaceship going to different planets.
Planets?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. And there's a planet that's made of rubies and sapphires or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know much about planets, but that was that was fun. Okay.
All those things.
Perfect. What's the funniest response you get from saying you're an astronomer?
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of like always like an astrology joke. Like someone's always gotta make like a, oh, like what's my future for my horoscope's this or something. There's always the astrology is a common one. Yeah, and then there's also like a very much a difference if I say I'm an astronomer versus I'm an astrophysicist.
So true.
And choosing, I go with astronomer usually unless I'm trying to like intimidate someone.
I totally get that.
What about you? What's the funniest response you get?
Oh man, so I made Tinder, and like I don't know, sometime during the pandemic, but like I was just like really bored, so I was like, hello, I'm an astrophysicist, ask me anything, and some of the weird pickup lines that I was getting was like, oh, you're an astrophysicist, that's so cool. Can you tell me where to like, and this is around the time that Neowise was up. So a bunch of people were like, would you want to show me in Austin where we can see this comet? And I'm like, not gonna reply to you, but like a good effort, but not really.
Yeah.
Yeah, and definitely a lot of like astrology stuff. And like, is there life out there? And I always just say yes, because otherwise it's so scary.
Yeah, like you get a lot of also like, what's your favorite constellation? And I'm like, I don't know any constellation.
Sagittarius? I don't know. Dipster?
I think I know where Ryan spelled it. Oh, Big Dipper? Is that one? Is it a
constellation? Yeah! But
sorry, okay.
No, Big Dipper is an asteroid? I don't know. See, I don't know anything about the night sky.
Yeah. It's not helpful to know. We're physicists at heart, really. I feel like people think astrophysicist and astronomer are different things, and if we like actually describe our job to them, they'll be like, "Oh, you're astrophysicist," because we do physics in space, right? But like people think astronomers like, I don't know, just like look at the stars. You know, like they think more like observation. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I like also, yeah, no, totally. And I think it also like in the beginning, or you know, at the start of astronomy, like there was probably a difference because astronomy is more of just like cataloging stuff, right? At first, so it's just like, I'm gonna catalog all the stars. I mean, I guess we still do that, but then also like it's just now every astronomer doesn't just do that. We're trying to get to the physics of why they exist. So yeah, astronomer, astrophysicist, all the same, but definitely depends on if someone's being, can I say that for someone's being intimidating and you want to like hit them back, so you say astrophysicist. Just bleep that. We can bleep that.
All right, last question. What is your favorite bar in Austin?
It would be remiss of me to not say Crown and Anchor.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, because that's where we have our happy hour. Yeah.
Miss so much.
I know. And also the not the pints, are pretty cheap, and they're good. They got good beer, so I really like it. What about you, Maddie? What's your favorite?
It's been so long since I've been to a bar.
What is even alcohol?
I miss music in Austin. I definitely, yeah. I like Cheer Up Charlie's and Hotel Vegas. They got some good shows. Sad Barracuda closed. That's a sad one. Hope that something will be back there. Yeah, it's just this was supposed to be a fun question, but it's kind of a sad question now that like no, we can't get this.
We're keeping the good memories.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love Crown Acre too, and North Door. We miss you.
Love North Door. Peace. Yeah. So I think those are all our questions. I think yes. Maddie, any last words? What am I doing this? I have no idea.
No, I guess like I don't know what our next video will be yet, but like feel free, we'll post. By the time this is aired, it'll probably already be posted, but feel free to ask us questions through the Google form, and we'll make videos answering questions.
Yeah. Cool.
More videos.
What is it? Like, subscribe, and all of those things. And I hope this format works for you guys. And if there's any other suggestions that you have, feel free to contact us. Definitely send us questions. And if it's something about Milky Way and galactic archaeology, you're probably going to see our faces again. And we're looking forward to answering all of those questions, and see you in the next video, whenever that is.